Hi friends, welcome back to Pallet Flips. Palletflips.com is my website, and hopefully some of you are going to keep coming back. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been so busy. The last video I did, I think, was the one where I unboxed a pallet, a couple boxes off a pallet, and things really didn't look very good. I really thought, I said I'm going to lose money on this pallet. I just didn't see a way to make money. The very next day I got an email from a close friend of mine. He lives in the Philippines. He's an American that lives in the northern Philippines. He said, hey, you were too negative about that pallet that you unboxed. And he said, I think you're going to make money. And I just thought, well, maybe I will, but I just didn't think I would. Well, that's been several weeks ago, and you know what? I have doubled my money now on that, and I still have a few more things to sell off that pallet. That's the way these pallets go. I find that within about, say, 7 to 10 days, I will flip about 80% of the stuff on the pallet. And then the other 20% or so, now these are general numbers, maybe it's 70-30 sometimes, but the rest of the stuff that doesn't sell right away, generally, it'll sit around for a while. It may be 2 or 3 months later, I'll get a sale on that. That's okay, though. It just adds to my inventory on eBay and in other venues as well. So I'm okay on that. And usually on the 80% I sell, I will double or triple my money. Sometimes I'll even quadruple my money. So that's good. And then the other stuff will just be sold later. Who knows, one of these days I'll, maybe have a sale or something. I've got a couple other things up my sleeve as well. I'm going to start selling stuff on my own website. And then I will sell also on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. And if I get the right stuff, I'll sell that on Amazon as well. I found some software where I can integrate it with my WooCommerce store, which is part of a WordPress website. I can have the WooCommerce store, and it will automatically cross-post those items to eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and also on Amazon. Actually, they've got 15 different integrations for that, but the ones I'm interested in are those 3. So I'll be telling you guys about that as I implement it, and you'll have an opportunity to buy stuff off my own site or on eBay or whatever. So anyway, some of you, I'm guessing, thought that I didn't come back and do any more videos because I quit doing pallets after that last pallet that I unboxed. And that's not the case at all. Actually, I think I've bought about 4 more pallets since then. And at least one of those pallets was absolutely fantastic. And I'll be doing a video on that later this week. I've sold about half of the items from that pallet, and I've already tripled my money, and I will at least quadruple my money on that pallet. Very nice stuff. I'll tell you more about that in my upcoming video. I think you'll enjoy it. So this last weekend, my wife and I went down to Indianapolis. My wife is Fama. We went down there. We had planned on buying a pallet at a certain place, and that did not exactly work out. But we did end up buying a pallet, just not at the place where we thought we were going to buy a pallet. We had a nice time. It was nice to get away with my wife, just the 2 of us, and spent the whole day together. She works a pretty long schedule. Like today, she went to work at about 6:45 a.m., and then she's working a double shift today, and she'll be there. I'll go pick her up at about 2 a.m., So, that's about only 4 hours of the day. I mean, it's been like 20 hours since I've seen her. And it gets a little lonely here, but that's okay. I work on my pallet stuff. I've been listing a lot more on Facebook. I like selling things locally, particularly if there are things that are big and heavy. It's going to require a lot of money for shipping. And it's much nicer if I can sell those on Facebook. And also, there's no fees on Facebook. I suspect that Facebook is thinking about starting to charge fees to people who sell in Marketplace. The reason I say that is it used to be that you just sold the thing and then you went on there and marked that it was already sold. Now, when you go and mark that it's sold, you get a little dialog box that comes up and says, where did you sell it? And you have to click off where you sold it. Of course, Facebook Marketplace is one of the choices. And I'm sure they're going to see that a lot of people are selling on Facebook Marketplace and they're going to start charging a percentage for that. I'm just very certain about that. I know a lot of other people in the reseller community who do things like I do sell a lot of stuff on Facebook. As a matter of fact, the place where I did buy a pallet over the weekend, today's Monday as I'm taping this, and on Saturday I bought the pallet near Indianapolis, and I was talking to a lady there who was also bought a pallet, or I think she might have bought 2 pallets there. And she was talking about that she has a flea market booth, but she likes to sell things on Facebook Marketplace. And I know a lot of other people do too. In reseller groups that I'm in, I see a lot of people talking about selling on Facebook Marketplace. You know, like I say, there's no fees there. It's cheap to sell. No shipping involved in most cases. So it's quite a good venue for that. And like I say, I've been shifting all of my bigger items onto Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes it'll be on there for a little while. It doesn't sell. Then I'll go ahead and put it on eBay if it's appropriate. I mean, I recently had a very large item that weighed like 150 pounds and was about 5 feet tall. I'll be telling you that about that item when I talk about another pallet that I had bought, the one that I said was really fantastic. You know, I put that on Facebook Marketplace, and I was just on the edge of putting it on eBay. But, you know, I mean, that's going to be a huge job shipping that thing, and it's going to cost a lot of money. So I was glad that it did sell on eBay. I'm sorry, it did sell on Facebook Marketplace. I'm glad it didn't sell on eBay. I didn't list it on eBay, so, you know, but I was getting to the point where I was thinking about doing that. So not a lot of other stuff going on here. Like I say, I've been working on pallets. I have been, you know, one thing I like to do is I like to watch videos on YouTube of other resellers who are buying pallets and also sourcing product in other methods. Now, you might say, well, why isn't it a waste of my time to watch other people buying pallets? And I don't think it is. And you may wonder why I say that. One of the things I've really learned is, like, for instance, there's a fellow named Clint. He has a YouTube channel, a large YouTube channel, and he buys a lot of pallets. I think he buys maybe 5 or 6 pallets a week based on watching his videos. His channel, by the way, is Franchise King. Franchise Kicks. If you want to check him out, he's a pretty interesting guy. He lives not too far from where I live. And we both buy pallets from some of the same places. And it's valuable for me to watch him when he unboxes these pallets because I can say, okay, he bought a pallet of electronics and these are the kind of things he's getting. And I can say, boy, I want to get some of those things. And I find that if I order an electronics pallet within the same time frame, I'll get more or less the same kind of things. Now, a while back, he had an electronics pallet, and he said, oh, it's really heavy. The boxes are really heavy. He said that means one of 2 things. Either I got printer paper or I got record albums because those are the heavy things. Well, I had bought one electronics pallet just before he had that video out, and I got printer paper, a lot of printer paper. And you know, it's heavy, you're excited, oh, there's something big in here. Well, you know, it's a $5 ream of printer paper. You've got 4 or 5 of those. That's not too fun. Although, I'll use the printer paper, but it's not like I'm going to make money on that. Okay, then about 4 or 5 days after he had that video out where he talked about either record albums or printer paper, I got another electronics pallet. Open it up, record albums. There's good money in record albums. Let's say you get 8 or 10 albums, and some of them are like double albums. I usually charge, between $18 to $30 for single albums. It just depends on the comparable sales on eBay and how rare the album is. But I'll go as low as about $12, $13 on a record album. If it's a double album, that'll be over 20 for sure. But some single albums will be over 20 as well. So, you get 8 or 10 albums, you're talking, $150, $200 worth of sales there. That's nice money because you're going to get a lot of other stuff, not just a bunch of record albums. You get a dozen record albums, that just takes small space in one of those boxes on the pallet. So it's not like that's all you're getting. But then I've also seen Clint talk about getting Legos, and he suggested how he was sourcing the Legos, and I tried the same thing, and I got a bunch of Lego sets. And so watching these other people, especially like this guy, Clint, he seems to have a lot of experience. I think he's been doing this pallet thing for years. I just started that this year, and I pick up a lot of tips by watching him. So I think it's well worth my time to watch these other channels. Another person that I like to watch is Lonnie. He lives down in Louisiana. He lives only about 10 miles from a place where I used to live. He lives in Denham Springs, Louisiana. His channel is Garage Flips, and my channel is Pallet Flips. Yes, I admit I kind of adapted his name for my own purposes. But he's got a great channel. Check out Lonnie. I'm sure you're going to like him. Very personable guy, nice guy, very honest guy. And he comes up with some really great product that he sources. If I could get, 50% of the things he gets, I could make a lot of money. And he does make a lot of money. He does very well. So check him out. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base with everybody, give you a little update on what I've been up to as far as flipping pallets. Let you know I didn't bug out and quit the pallet flipping business. I'm still active, probably more active now than I have been. Been getting a lot of pallets. I've been working that stuff, selling it in different venues, and researching, coming up with new ideas about where I'm going to be selling my products, how I'm going to be selling them. And I'll be updating you guys on that. I'm going to try to come out with a video every day this week. So check me out. Come back to my to my YouTube channel, Pallet Flips, right here on YouTube. Subscribe to me. If you haven't subscribed, I really would appreciate more subscribers. And I can't really blame anybody because I haven't been doing enough videos, but if you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe. Click on the like button, or as the other YouTubers say, smash that like button. Smash it. Click on it, whatever you want to do. Subscribe to me. Put a comment. I like hearing from people, and I reply to every comment. At least every time I know I have a comment, I get one. I find sometimes I don't get emails on those, but if I come back and see that there's a comment that I didn't reply to, I'll reply to you. All right, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm going to do my very best, and I want to say I promise I'll be back. And I'm about as close to promising as I can. So check back. See you later, guys.